Hello everyone, Jeremiah here, and today I'm going to be bringing you my third top 5 video, but this one will consist of my top 5 favorite platformers to play on the OG PlayStation 2. If you do not agree with any of the games that I put on this list, then be sure to post in the comment section below on what 5 platformers you like to play on the PlayStation 2 or any other console for that matter if the games I list are multi-platform or if the games in general that you like to play are multi-platform. The order I am listing these games in does not mean that this is how I feel about these games in this order. But without further ado, let's get this list started.
Android, you will not win! What have I got? Party time!
Ready when you are!
Beginning at number 5 is what I would consider one of the most memorable Crash Bandicoot games in the franchise, Crash Bandicoot 5, or just simply known as TwinSanity. Now, I have stated in my Crash TwinSanity review that I was introduced to this game while playing it on my cousin's PlayStation 2 at my grandmother's house years ago, but the one level I got stuck at was at Havoc Catastrophe. I don't know what it was, but I could never get past that part of the game when I was younger. Anyways, with the announcement of this game, I saw an interview with Omar Kendall, one of the lead developers of PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, and he was basically asked if Crash Bandicoot was going to be in the game. Omar said no comment, and pretty much my hype for Crash Bandicoot was back after seeing that he was possibly going to be in the game, and for me just not playing any Crash game since 06 or 07, so I bought Crash TwinSanity in 2012, played it, beat it, and I liked it. From the creative soundtrack, twisted humor, and references to other games in the series, I think that this is definitely one of the good Crash Bandicoot games whenever someone wants to know what my favorite Crash Bandicoot games are. Crash TwinSanity is very consistent when it comes to platforming, which is something I really love about this game. Not only that, but the innovative teamwork mechanism is pretty damn cool too. I don't think at the time that anyone would ever think of an idea of Crash Bandicoot and his main enemy will work together to beat a threat or threats that were bigger than the Doctor himself. If you've never played TwinSanity, oh don't worry, I won't say you're an idiot or crazy or anything like that, but I would say to definitely check out the game and give it a try whenever you get the chance. It's worth buying in my opinion. Next up with number 4 is Klonoa 2 Lunatea's Veil. I'm cutting straight to the shit. Klonoa 2 is a great fucking game. Controls are precise just like its predecessor, music is very unique, and the platform is consistent but harder than its predecessor in my opinion. Especially the Maze of Memories. I think this level slash stage is
trash as fuck, okay?
Concluded, case closed. I can't be the only one who thinks this. The amount of times I just wanted to give up on this game just because of that stage slash level was unbelievable. But I wanted to finish the game because I knew that it was just me not concentrating better. In ways that I can't explain, I do think that Klonoa 2 is a very unique game, but nowadays, or just rarely in general, I never saw platformers that focus so much on both the story and the platforming, which is what I love about this game. There's a balance. There are levels where you're on Klonoa's board and even 2D sections like its predecessor. Yeah, the game's in complete 3D, but they're in 2D sections in order to keep the original formula fresh in a way. The Klonoa franchise actually adds its own language, which is definitely one of the things that also captures my attention. Yeah, the cutscenes may be a little dragged, but if you don't be an asshole and just sit through and read the subtitles in the boxes as they speak in their language, you can get an understanding as to what the situation is about in the game. You can actually connect to the characters and understand what the hell is going on in some type of way or form. Klonoa's mission in this game is to put an end to pain and sorrow, which is literally the best way I can summarize the story in the game for you, but if you want to get a better understanding, I suggest playing it for yourself. Klonoa 2 is an amazing but underrated gem that I encourage you guys should get whenever you have the chance, but the game is at a pretty decent price online, but nowhere as expensive as the first Klonoa game on PS1. Oh, yes, and it is a PS2 exclusive, so sorry Xbox and Nintendo gamers. Am I saying that you should buy a PS2 just to play the game? Hell nah, it isn't that great, but the game also isn't being marketed or advertised or promoted in general anymore, so yeah, like I said, I wouldn't go that far, but I definitely think that the game is worth getting nonetheless. Number 3 is going to be Rayman 3 Hoodlum Havoc. I love Rayman 3. While the controls aren't bad at all, I think Rayman controls are alright, but it might take a minute or two just to get used to the guy. The game is hilarious. Now, as far as the music department within this game, I really do think that this is a platformer that has probably one of the most eerie, at times, unique kick-ass, and beautiful soundtracks of all time. Go look up the soundtrack on YouTube, I'm sure you'll find some themes great. Power-ups are the main mechanic of this game, and you need them in order to progress through the game. There's the Vortex, which allows you to fire mini tornadoes, the Heavy Metal Fist power-up, which is just Rayman's punches but they're strong as fuck, the Lockjaw that can turn Rayman's fists into bear trap-like weapons which can be used on rings and electrocute enemies, the Shock Rocket, which turns one of Rayman's hands into a rocket, which is capable of going to places or areas that Rayman cannot reach, and lastly, the Throttle Chopper, which gives Rayman the ability to fly as high as he possibly can. Now in terms of the gameplay, well, it's your fun 3D platformer. You have missions to take care of, and you're a creature-like thing that has to save the world from your worst enemy. There's a lot of obstacles to overcome when you're playing this game, but if there's one thing that really pissed me off was the fact that Murphy told Rayman to see him in Rayman 4, but we got this instead. Nice job, Ubisoft. You nearly killed your own mascot. Anyways, the bosses are nice. Graphically, the game looks beautiful for its time and still does hold up even for PlayStation 2 standards, and overall the game does serve some platforming goodness. However, there will be times where you want to punch a wall due to some parts of the game. I encourage you to find out what those parts of the game are so I won't spoil it. But yes, Rayman 3 is definitely a game that I had to put on this list, simply put. Well, not to mention the fact that I am very addicted to this game as if it's crack. Once I start playing it, there's no putting it down. I don't know what it is, but it's just something about Rayman 3 that makes it really good. I recommend buying this game whenever you get the chance. There's even an HD version of this game on the PlayStation Network store too, so get that if you can't afford the PS2, Xbox, or GameCube copy. It's only $9.99. Taking the spot at number 2 will be Tiger Tasmanian Tiger. Oh man, I remember when I first saw the Tiger Tasmanian Tiger commercial / advertisement, so many people were butthurt at the fact that Ty whooped Sonic, Spyro, and Crash's ass. But come on guys, it was just an endorsement to capture the audience's attention and show that there was a new hero out there in the gaming world back in 2002. Tiger Tasmanian Tiger is definitely a platformer that I encourage you to buy whenever you have the chance. With the stereotypical mate term being thrown in here and there throughout the dialogue and the cutscenes, the inspirational mechanics and the design of the character from other characters really makes this game stand out in its own way due to it actually making it onto greatest hits. The game isn't bad, you mainly just bite your enemies or throw your variety of boomerangs at your enemies. Now as far as the controls, they are super precise, and graphically, the game held well for its time, but it definitely looks far from bad. I still give props to Clone Studios for their hard work and dedication to this title. And the soundtrack will definitely have your head bumping to a few of its themes like 2-Up, Outback Safari, Shipwrecks, Snow Words, and A Walk in the Park. The game is basically a collectathon. For what I'm hearing from other people, the game is similar to Banjo-Kazooie when it comes to collecting things, but I won't take their word. Regardless, the game has a lot of replay value if you decide to play the game in a straightforward process, so no major harm there. The amount of golden cogs which you collect can get you new boomerangs, which can make the game more interesting for you. Thunder eggs are the main objective of this game in order for you to go to new hub worlds, along with talismans. Sound familiar? The camera can be sensitive at times, but it isn't one of the worst at all. You can move it around with the right analog stick. But yes, once again, Tiger Tasmanian Tiger is a game that I definitely encourage you to buy whenever you have the chance, whether it be for the GameCube or the Xbox or the PlayStation 2. Now, everyone loves Naughty Dog. They're one of the best video game developers out in the gaming industry and continue to give us gamers great PlayStation exclusives. But there's one game on the PlayStation 2 that I can think of when someone will bring up that console. And of course, that game will be Jak and Daxter Precursor Legacy. That is number 1. With the final Crash Bandicoot title being developed by Naughty Dog, it was time for them to move on since Universal couldn't have any more titles with the characters, so Jak and Daxter was born. With no loading screens, sexy graphics, and good controls along with humor, to me this whole game just felt like a movie or a cartoon. I like the style of the level designs, and the references to the Crash Bandicoot franchise, it all just fits so well. Every aesthetic within the game that was implemented just feels good. I most certainly do recommend buying this game if you never had the chance to. Hell, if you can't get the PlayStation 2 version of the game, buy the PlayStation Vita collection or the PlayStation 3 collection, but I highly recommend buying the PlayStation 3 HD collection because the frame rate is just piss bad on the Vita, not to mention that the controls are slightly delayed. But I mean, if you want to buy it, then go ahead, I ain't gonna stop you. But yes, that is it for this top 5. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys completely understand. Now, I do acknowledge the fact that Jacks 2 and 3 exist, along with the Ratchet and Clank titles, and the phenomenal Sly Cooper games exist, and they're definitely great games that did deserve to be on this list, but I was just going back and forth between Jak, Ratchet, and Sly, so I went with Jak. If you do not agree with any of the games that I've listed on this list, then be sure to post your top 5 PlayStation 2 games in the comment section below. This has been Jeremiah Isaiah, or Jeremiah, whatever you'd like to refer to me as, and I'll catch you guys with more videos coming to the channel. Peace.